What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or a loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, and welcome back to another episode. So I'm glad you decided to listen to this episode today because I think it's a really important one, and it's a little reminder of how we can unintentionally sabotage our own happiness. And no, the goal isn't to be happy all the time. I know we think we want that. We might hope that we only have the ups and none of the lows, right? None of the downs. But 1, that just ain't realistic. And 2, the contrast serves you. You don't appreciate the good days if you never have any bad days. Like that kid who's born into wealth, right? They don't have the same appreciation for money like the average person does because they don't know what it's like to be broke or to come from normal means, right? Same thing with happiness. It can't always be good. The highs, the lows, whatever weird in-between moments we might have, they're all important and they serve us in one way or another. But today I want to talk about the thing we do called catastrophizing. Catastrophizing and over-catastrophizing. And by doing this, we unknowingly can rob ourselves of joy and fun and fulfillment. And it can really just make life harder than it needs to be. Walking through life is hard enough as it is. You might be going through something right now, or maybe you just got out of it and you're on the other side of it, or maybe you're about to go through something and you don't realize it yet. The point is, life is hard enough. Let's not make it harder by catastrophizing the big things in life or the little things in life. Let's talk about both. Let's dive in. So, what is catastrophizing? It's a thing we do as humans by over-exaggerating in this massive way in order to feel some type of emotion. Sometimes it looks like us taking a moment and immediately going to the worst case scenario, and we make this small thing a massive problem. Or we take a minor inconvenience that happened in the morning and we make this commitment to only finding all the things that go wrong throughout the day, and we say we're having a bad day. It's us taking something that happened for 5 minutes and we make it last the whole day. And we've all been there, done that. And we do this for a few different reasons. And I was looking this up and revisiting this again because I did do an episode about this before, but I wanted to look at it again because I caught myself doing it a little bit ago. And so what I found is that it can be kind of a coping mechanism. One way is by trying to manage future anxiety, right, and stress. And we think that if we stress out about it now, it'll have a smaller impact on us later down the road, even though we know that really ain't true. Or we can do it to try and get empathy and sympathy and connection with other people. And it's really interesting when you think about it, how we do this. And we do it in subtle ways and also in these major ways that can really impact our view on life and how life is handling us. And that in turn will affect the actions we take. So let's take my example from a few days ago. And tell me if you've been here before. So I was running late from work, ended up taking way too long to get ready this morning for whatever reason. And I got my shirt and pulled my travel mug full of coffee. And you probably know where this is going. I go to take a sip. The lid wasn't on tight enough and I spilled some coffee down my shirt. Damn it. So I rushed to grab another shirt. And of course, now I can't find anything to wear. I'm throwing stuff all over the closet, all over my room. Get a clean shirt. Notice when I get in my car that my tank is on E. But I can't stop. I only work 10 minutes away. I'll just get gas after work. And I'm basically late by the time I leave my house. On the way, of course, I get behind the slowest driver on the whole planet. And they happen to be in front of me. Literally the slowest driver I ever seen, right? Because of course they're the slowest driver, right? And I know you felt that before. And I finally get in the turning lane to pull into the parking garage of my job, and I run out of gas in the turning lane. Now, by now, you can imagine I am way more pissed off, and my day is basically ruined, right? Now, fast forward, somebody I work with luckily has a gas can, but I had to sit and wait in my car for him to finish performing and go get some gas for me. I finally make it in the building. I start catastrophizing. I'm in a bad mood. My phone is lagging. The kids in the building on the field trip, they seem to be yelling louder than they ever yelled before. I dropped my bag getting out the car. That pissed me off. So I was just looking for all these ways that my day was just getting worse and worse and worse. And what made me realize I was doing this is when I made a comment to somebody who I work with, and I was like, man, heads up, we got some rowdy kids today. And they was like, really? You think so? They seemed okay to me. I didn't have that problem with them. I just did a show with them and they were actually great. And that's when it hit me. Like, yeah, dude, you catastrophizing this day right now. I was about to let the first 20 minutes of my day ruin my whole shift at work. Has it ever happened to you? Have you made that decision after you had a moment that only lasted like 5 minutes, turn your whole day into a bad one? Like I said, we done all been there, done that. And by doing that on this scale, taking a 5-minute incident and letting it affect your whole day is one thing. But when we do it on a broader scale and we label entire seasons of our lives as bad, that's a problem. That is a big problem. Let's talk about it. What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So, if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here and let's get back to it. So here's the thing. So when we do this very human thing, when we take one moment and we catastrophize it and we take one bad conversation and we make it out to be a big deal, it's understandable. It's going to happen from time to time. But when we do this for seasons, we have to be careful how we put a certain label on it. For example, this might be a time in your life when you would say this is a busy season. You got a lot going on right now. You got a lot on your plate. Every time something gets added to your plate, you say to yourself, I got so much going on. I don't have time for this. I'm too busy. I'm stretched thin. And what happens is your brain does what it's designed to do, is it looks for evidence to support what you believe to be true. And so while you're feeling so overwhelmed and you're feeling frantic and you're feeling the stress and you're like, I'm so damn busy, how can I even function in life properly with all this going on? And side note, I'm definitely guilty of this too. But this is how being busy gets a bad connotation. Being busy doesn't have to mean negative. It doesn't have to mean that it automatically comes with stress. You can be busy and be perfectly happy with being busy. Being busy can actually give you life, keep you sharp. It can make you have a different perspective on things when you have those slower seasons and you look around and see how much work you got to get done and you feel like, this ain't nothing. I can knock this out no problem. When in other slow seasons before this quote unquote slow season, this same amount of work might have been a little harder to actually get done. Anyway, so when we feel this franticness and stress and we have the thought, oh, I'm so busy, this is stressing me out, that's only human to have that as a first thought, and you can't blame yourself for that. But what you do have to take responsibility for is your second thought. Your second thought is completely up to you because your second thought is the one that's going to determine your perspective and then drive your actions. Your second thought is going to determine your perspective and then drive your actions. I had to say that one again. So if you made this decision that you are a super busy person and you have so much going on and that's the way you think about it, then what happens? You start to tell folks that you're a busy person because that's what becomes part of your identity. And of course, they're going to ask you what you got going on, what's on your plate. And now your brain gets in the zone and it goes to work. It starts scanning everything in your life, everything around you, searching for all the reasons why you're busy and deserve the right to feel overwhelmed. And I am 100% guilty of this. I do this a lot because I am busy and people notice that I do a lot. And when they say it, I let my brain reinforce all the ways I can feel overwhelmed or feel like I don't have enough time to get things done. And I end up allowing that stress to be part of the process. as if it has to be stressful, as if it has to be hard. Again, giving busy that negative connotation. So then what happens in our brain when folks ask us about what all we have going on, we start making these mental lists. All the things we have to do, all the things we have on our to-do list, things that's not even a big task or urgent, right? I had to check myself the other day because I'm feeling like I'm busy. I'm in a busy season and I'm sitting here thinking of all the things I have to do. And I'm like, and then I got to respond to these emails today too. Responding to emails, really? It was literally like 3 emails that took less than 5 minutes each. Nothing to even think twice about. But that was my brain looking for evidence to confirm my belief that I'm so busy and things are so stressful. That's a form of catastrophizing. When you pick a certain label like busy and you search for evidence for that label to be true. Now, it might not be as chaotic or feel as frustrating as running late to work after you spill coffee on your shirt and you get behind bad drivers. It may not always feel that intense in the moment. It can be as simple as remembering you have to respond to an email. But we catastrophize and we do it to get attention, empathy, sympathy, or connection. And those are a lot of the reasons we do this as a form of a coping mechanism. And look, I'm not saying that you do it for all those reasons. Maybe it's only one of those reasons. But if you think about the moments you catastrophize, I bet if you're being completely honest with yourself, one of these reasons, maybe a combination of these, was the root of it. Another thing we do is we pre-stress about future stress, thinking we're actually saving our future selves from feeling overwhelmed about it in the future. And we've all been there, done that. And all that does is make you stress out about it twice. Now and then again in the future when you actually get there. Knock that off. Cross that bridge when you get to it. The only time that helps worrying about something in the future is like thinking about that vacation you have planned and how good it's going to feel. It's exciting to feel that excitement, right? And it'll make you enjoy that moment that much more once you get there. And look, your feelings are valid. You're allowed to feel cranky and exhausted and overwhelmed and busy. That's part of being human. The point I'm making, and one of the main things you should take away from this episode, is there's a big difference in the quality of your life if you're unintentionally getting yourself worked up because you're over catastrophizing all the time. It's one thing to do it when you can laugh at yourself like, man, I was acting like a crazy person in traffic the other day when I was on my way to work. I was a little demon, right? But it's different if this is a common theme in your life. So we need to be conscious of this. Don't let catastrophizing make your life harder than what it needs to be. Don't let it take away your happiness. What ways are you catastrophizing in your life? Think about that, because it ain't just about being busy. Maybe you're in a waiting season, waiting for that goal to be complete, and you keep noticing how hard it is to be still and let things come to you as you work towards it. Because that's the thing. Let's say you're in school and you're about to graduate and you only got 1 semester left. That last semester can feel long as hell. And what happens is you start to notice just how long it feels. It starts dragging. You feel like it's taking forever. The days get longer. The classes get longer until you start to wonder how you ever going to make it, right? When in reality, time is going by just as fast as it always has. No faster, no slower. But because you're so anxious, you catastrophize how long it's taking, how long you have to wait, how much harder it is for you to wait. Maybe you're in a season where money is tight, right? And you say to yourself and everybody around you that you're broke and you don't have any money. And your brain starts to look for all the reasons and all the things you can't afford right now. You see your friends go on trips and buy things, and you see that ad or that commercial, and you think to yourself how you want that thing, but you can't afford it. And you catastrophize. When in reality, yeah, money might be tight right now, but you've been here before. This ain't the first time you've been tight on money. And didn't you make it all them other times? Yes, you did. You made it. So why would this time be any different? So again, what ways are you catastrophizing? It could be about money, a lack of a relationship, lack of time, you're too busy. Maybe you feel lost about something and you keep finding validations in all the things you don't know about that thing you're trying to do. Whatever the reason may be, recognize it, control the second thought, change that second thought, because that's the thought that's going to change your actions. That's the thought that's going to change your reality. Don't let your catastrophizing steal your happiness. There's way too much in life going on already. You deserve happiness. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.